Fender Eliminator tail Ttidy. I'm going to show you how I created my own Fender Eliminator because I couldn't find one available for purchase for the Mulholland. I understand it's only been out for 2 years, since 2024, so not a lot of aftermarket parts, so I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to remove this, rewire the wire to the top, and then hook up the license plate light, the turn signals, and add a stop light. There's 3 bolts, 3 T40 bolts, 1, 2, third one is on top, and there's 1 T25 black bolt up here. And also disconnect the connector over here to the wire that goes to the tail light. There's the bolt, that's what it looks like. It's got a little lip. Hold on to this. Okay. Yeah, this should come right off. Again, there was a wire here that's connected to the turn signals and tail lights. You just need to disconnect that connector, and this is what it looks like. I'll need to create a bracket for this because this is loose. Okay, next we're going to remove the seat. We'll remove that seat. There. Then we'll want to remove these 2 T27 bolts that's holding down the main seat. I've already loosened this, so let me pop this up, slide this forward, it comes out. Remove the 4 T25 bolts holding the top fender assembly. This again, this side, it's a pressed in type of, like an automotive style into that square slot. There's also 2 more T25s right here in the back that has to be removed in order to pull the rear fender off. There's 4 more T25 Torx bolt that has to be removed in order to remove the lower fender. Another automotive style clip in the front that has to be pulled in order to yank out the bottom rear fender. Okay, now that the license plate bracket has been removed from the tail, I need to rerun this wire. This wire was here. So disconnected the cable, we're going to run it back up. That's why it's easier to take the back end off. So we'll probably run the wire under here. The back, probably have it sit over here. Okay, I went and bought this taillight from Amazon because it looks pretty cool. I also picked up the turn signals and also this stainless steel bracket so I can use to make a custom bracket. I cut the wire loom that runs in the license plate bracket and preserved the connector portion. The wires were spliced and labeled with left, right, license plate, and stop light. Okay, I have it connected now, temporarily wired up. Looks like I had to put a 2.2K resistor in order to pull down the floating voltage of the brake. But yeah, if I hit the brakes now, it works. And then left turn signal, right turn signal. At key up or power up, the light does this thing, which I guess is pretty cool. I taped this up because its lens scratches really easily. That's what it would look like. All right, so we have that bracket again now with the license plate LED. I'll put all the part numbers below. You can see the Z bend here. Not sure if you can see that, yeah. Okay, all I did was just mounted this on there. Okay, that's the custom plate that I had to make using the sheet metal bender. This is probably the most important piece because this is what allows the tail light to sit straight out to the back. So this was custom TIG welded. It's stainless steel. So this is the LED light that's for the license plate. These license plate LEDs up here. These are the turn signals, left and right turn signal. This is the entire assembly, completed and ready to be mounted. All the wires are tie wrapped in place and shrink wrapped. Okay, we've taken all these pieces off, the rear fender and this bottom piece here so that we can run the wire. This uses it's like an automotive style snap-in motorcycles. Once the lower fender is in place, we can just snap in the connector for the tail light. Now I did cut a small space there. You can see where I slot the wire in so that the wires can go in without being crushed by the rear lower fender. You can see the wires sit nicely right in that location where it doesn't interfere with any of the bolts or screw. I cut the wires after the connector so we can just snap it back in. There are these style, automotive style snap-in clips that we have to put in. Yeah, just press the fenders in from the side. The top rear fender is completely mounted in and secured. Just a note here that these screws have a small lip there. Be sure to center the screw onto the plastic or else you'll pinch the plastic. Torque in the T25 screws to 5 Newton meters. Make sure the wires are behind the screw there so it doesn't pinch, right? Torque in the T25 screws to 5 Newton meters. Secure the Ttidy tail with M6 by 20 millimeter bolts. I happen to have some leftover titanium bolts which I used here. Okay, so this is the custom bracket I made here. See there? I bent this aluminum, this 1/8" aluminum with a table sheet metal bender. It worked pretty well. I made this out of an aluminum bar stock, basically 1 inch wide bars with a 1/8" thick, and I tapped that hole so that this stock T25 would fit perfectly in, so I don't have to put a nut in there. Enough gap there between the aluminum here and here. That's pretty strong. Now it won't fly around and hit the secondary sprocket here, the belt sprocket. All right, let's test this. Brake lights on. So I'm holding down the brakes. If I let go and I just pull it for a second, let go. 1 second hold, let go. Left turn signal, right turn signal, and then hazard lights. Here's what it looks like with the passenger seat on. Looks pretty clean. Here it is again without the passenger seat on with a single driver.